Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. From dodging emotional landmines to running marathons, who knew divorce could be the ultimate fitness challenge? Today on rSpace, OP laces up those running shoes. Soon-to-be ex-wife going downhill. Hi everyone. TLDR, 13 years together, 9 years married. 2 kids aged 6 and 3. Wife cheated twice with a coworker. Confessed. I had no clue something was going on. I did the pick-me dance for 2 months, and I caught an evidence of her going back for a third time. One day after Father's Day, France. I confronted her, terminated the relationship, lawyer, and now we are talking agreement. My situation: freelance technician for audiovisual, TV, corporate concerts, comedy shows, fashion. My schedule is very messy. We have been separated 1 month, and I had a hard time staying in no contact. Tonight I broke no contact because I came back from my parents who live 300 kilometers away. I took some time with my kids. We still share the same apartment, even though when she's here, I go away and she does too, except when I really can't. So when I was unpacking my kids' things, I couldn't refrain a, "How are things doing with the affair partner?" Not very smart, is it? Well, she didn't look good. She has lost a lot of weight, so did I. News on the front are, the company she's working for is going bankrupt, so she's found another job somewhere else, but less pay. $3,000 less a year. She, apparently, is not with the affair partner anymore because he betrayed her and told a lot of people. So now she can't work in her field as she has the etiquette, and it's a small world she's working in. Her friends won't talk to her now, at least for a bit of time, because she hasn't been a good friend lately. She smokes 2 packs a day. Her brother won't talk to her for some time because she borrowed money for the holidays. I'm not paying anymore, except she said it was for the holidays. But she lied to him. She needed money to give me back 2,000 euros she stole from a savings account I asked her to get, to invest some of my parents' money. She's made a Tinder account, which is none of my business, and says now she can really be a S word. Every detail has been narrated crying. I feel stuck in a maze for the custody. I want to make it 50-50, but my job is quite difficult to make it work. She wants to have custody of the kids with free visiting whenever I want, because according to her, she has done her life and wants to take care of the kids because it's all she has left. I feel like she has lost her mind. I feel that I'm going to either have to work all the time to pay for pension or pay for someone to come home when I can't. My parents and brother are far away, and I can't ask them to come every 2 weeks, even for a day or two, and I really want to raise my children. The situation is really stressful right now. I'm under anxiolytics to help me sleep and shut down my brain. I run 3 times a week, eat as healthy as I can, lost 14 kilograms in 3 months. Vent with friends and family. I know she's throwing self-pity at me, and she doesn't even want our relationship back, and I wouldn't, but this is hard. I'm scared for the kids. I know she's a good mom because she has been so far, even though we have different views on education. I feel in a loop. The amount of stress is a lot. Thanks for any advice. Ask for advice, you're going to get some. First up, you're still thinking of her as your wife and partner, which is why you're having a hard time making the correct decision. You should not give a hoot about her emotional, manipulative nonsense. Consult with your lawyer and reach out to friends and family so that you can get a more objective perspective on what it would be the proper course of action for you and your kids. Her issues are for her to deal with at this point, not your circus, not your monkeys. I know it is hard because one can't just turn off their feelings, care for a person who once had an important role in your life. But the marriage is over, and she did a lot of damage to cause that ending. As such, now you must establish proper boundaries and prioritize your interests and what it is best for your kids. She sounds like she's not remotely stable to even be considered for 50-50, much less full custody. She's clearly out of her rocker demanding that. Someone else says, a good mom doesn't smoke 2 packs a day around her children. She's spiraling. Tell her she can be better than this. Have her start walking a lot. See a doctor for a checkup. Save her from herself is in your best interest. Help her to help your kids. Isn't it better to divorce her when she has a job? Maybe tell the attorney to pause the process for now. Tell her, get your life and health on track, and I'll divorce you as soon as possible. Nothing says coping like 2 packs a day. The level of commitment to self-destruction here is truly commendable. 2 packs a day? That's dedication. And isn't it delightful how she's managed to alienate not only her husband, but also her friends with her impressive display of poor decision-making skills? And the no contact rule? A move as timeless as it is ineffective. It's like trying to resist the allure of a freshly baked pie cooling on the windowsill. You know you shouldn't, but temptation gets the best of you. But as the comments say, let go of the illusion of partnership, OP, and embrace the clarity of independence. After all, why waste precious brain cells on deciphering her manipulative nonsense when you could be planning your glorious escape from the circus of her making? Update. Today, she's gone with our kids for her week of holidays. D-Day 1. 24th of April, she confessed her affair. I pick-me-danced, did everything to fix things. D-Day 2. 21st of June, she cheated again and I discovered it and asked for divorce. Married, 2 kids aged 6 and 3, an apartment we can't sell before a year and a half, 1 month separated. We alternate in the apartment. Can't do much before the divorce is official. Today hurts as hell. I'm, 37 male, left alone in our apartment, and she's, 35 female, gone on her week of holidays. We were supposed to go together. That time of the year, summer holidays, riding bikes, going to the sun, playing with the kids. I'm feeling devastated, and it feels so unreal. I went to my individual counselor, did some paperwork, some walking. Tonight I'll be eating with a friend at a restaurant, and I tried to load my agenda for this weekend, but I have too much time alone. Everyone is on vacation. On Monday, I'm going to my parents in Normandy. I feel like I'm going back as a child who wants to cry to his mom, but I'm looking forward to it. It hurts. It really does. I've got so much cognitive dissonance right now. I've even considered the what if she wants me back? We texted yesterday. I know I shouldn't. She's not with the affair partner anymore. He played her. She's terrified going alone 1 week with our kids in a mobile home in the south of France, but I guess these are the consequences. I have the second week with my kids, and thank God my parents and my niece will be with me. I can't wrap my head around what's going on. I mean, I do fully understand what's at play here, but I'm doing what's recommended. Chump Lady's book, her blog, individual counseling, exercise, eat healthy, surround myself with love of friends and family. Talk openly about it. I cry. I haven't journaled yet, but I will. I feel like I've told this story a million times, and yet it's not understandable. I try to calm my friends and family whenever I feel the despair. Sometimes I don't even know what to say. I just don't want. I had everything. We had everything. I went through my hate and anger phase at the beginning. Now it's sadness, despair, a void. Good news is, I still managed to get up, wash, shave, take care of my kids, put some perfume, dress nicely, work. But I have no dream, no purpose apart from my kids. I'm a sound engineer in audiovisual, passionate about music, a drummer. I play guitar, bass. I love cinema, series, concerts. I love people. I have no connection to any of these at the moment. I have zero libido, which is cruel because I'm the kind who likes to eat, sleep, take good times, have sex, masturbate. Epicurean? What's left to epicure to right now? Ah, I can still joke a bit. I don't know why I'm writing this. I'm tired and lost. I will go through this, but wow, I've never been hurt like this in my entire life. Thanks for reading. Your ex-wife's off gallivanting on holiday while you're left to wrestle with the ghosts of marital bliss past in your oh-so-empty apartment? Ah, the joys of separation. But hey, at least you're ticking all the boxes of post-breakup self-care. Therapy, exercise, healthy eating, and crying on cue. And let's not forget the obligatory spiral into what-if territory, because nothing says progress like revisiting the same mental hamster wheel over and over again, right? Just keep on trucking, keep on grooving, and remember, the only way out is through. Update. Hi everyone. I've been posting 2 to 3 times here, and I appreciated all the advice I've been given. Tonight I feel like writing to the community to share, and it's also therapeutic. French person here, 37 male betrayed by 35 female, 2 kids, 3 to 6 years old. Divorce is ongoing. You can read my previous posts for more detail. I'm returning from holidays with my kids tomorrow, and I'm apprehending coming home and having to see her face after 2 weeks, as we share for now the same apartment. I should use the following for stand-up comedy. This week I had an absurd phone call with her about her cat. She left for the first week of the holidays with our kids. I didn't want to be alone and went to my parents in Normandy. Our neighbor fed the cat while we were away. I managed with the neighbor when I left, but she didn't when she came back. I don't know her holiday schedule. She got woken up by the neighbor at 10 a.m., entering the apartment. Ha! This makes me smile. And somehow it's my fault. So she took advantage of this to blame shift again about the end of our marriage. Charm, pity, rage cycle is spot on. She has convinced herself that I'm spying on her phone, rolling the eyes. A friend of mine who checks on me on a regular basis told me, she's your best therapist, and he's not wrong. I made progress because I could hear all the blame shift, and it didn't guilt me. I was able to just reply, I know my wrongs in the relationship. I'm not sure you know yours. And anyway, it doesn't justify what you've put me through. When she insisted, I just hung up on her. But it made me think of all the things I did for her, and for us as a family. When we started dating, I was in a do-it-yourself punk band, touring Europe and mostly UK, and I had no money. Her parents are divorced, but on both sides, pretty wealthy. She's Jewish, I'm not, raised Catholic turned agnostic. I was never accepted by her parents because middle-class punk rocker is not a career, not Jewish. But for 13 years, I sat at every Sabbat I could come to, every Pesach, every Hanukkah. I gave my children her name, and I also took her name for various reasons. I agreed on circumcising my son. I took crap behind my back. She never had my back in front of them or when I wasn't there, but still I would show up. For her at first, and for the kids after. Oh, and when the kids came into our lives, they didn't like me standing my ground about education. On her mother's side, I felt judged all the time. The stepfather is a dickhead. He judged and made me go into depression while I was reconverting into a sound engineer. I wasn't following what he had told me to do. I spent 2 months working in the apartment we bought together with my father, taking down walls, redesigning the place, decorating. She has not put one picture frame on any wall. I always had intentions for her. Often I would buy some little things, nothing big. I don't know, a cookie on the way home, a book I see she'd love. I would go on Fridays when I didn't work to the next city's Jewish bakery to buy hallets, Sabbat bread, and Jewish traditional meals, so we could do Sabbats as a family. I never wanted to convert. I'm just very interested and curious about traditions and religions. And when I did all those things, it felt normal. It felt like I did without wanting things in return. I know what you might think. Codependency. I don't know. Is it what it was? I didn't feel codependent as I kept playing in bands, far less since I have children and having a life of my own. Too many red flags? I wanted to feel accepted by her family. That's for sure. It felt like I was these last 2 to 3 years, but deep down, I know I would never have been accepted. I just felt in love for 13 years, even through the ups and downs. So, tonight, I just wanted, not to vent, but to write down my story for myself, for anyone who cares, and to not point out things that I did wrong, but more everything I did right. I try to focus on this. My mother told me while I was crying, "She doesn't deserve you." Hell no, she doesn't deserve me. Thanks for reading. The classic tale of ignoring red flags like they're merely suggestions instead of glaring warnings. It's like driving straight into a tornado while whistling a happy tune and pretending the storm clouds aren't looming overhead. But hey, who has time to notice warning signs when you're busy playing the role of a supportive partner, right? From awkward family dinners to judgmental in-laws, you've weathered more storms than a weathered sailor on the high seas. And let's not forget the delightful stepfather who moonlights as a professional joy killer, because nothing says, "Welcome to the family," quite like a healthy dose of judgment and passive-aggressive commentary. You may have been blinded by love for 13 long years, but even the most resilient rose-colored glasses can't hide the truth forever. So here's to acknowledging your own worth and realizing that sometimes the hardest battles are the ones we fight within ourselves. Update. As the title says, I found a place to live. It has enough space for me and my kids. It's not near the schools, but it's manageable. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also torn. I have a few days ahead of me to pack things and get the F out of here. Moving next Sunday. It's heart-wrenching to pack. I cried uncontrollably 3 times today. No contact was dang hard as we've been living in the same apartment. We took turns, but we met. There has been one day where she was sad, called me, said she's sorry, etc. She wasn't with the affair partner anymore, So I got to experience the false remorse again. And then again, 3 days after. She asked if she could hold me in her arms. She said if I wanted to F her for my own pleasure, I could. Can't even take care of myself, so that helped. What the F? It was so hard to walk out after hearing all of this, but I did, of course. I'm proud of myself for reaching out for friends and family, keeping my head fairly straight, with ups and downs, of course, staying away from alcohol and stuff, taking care of my kids, even though that part is hard. I know how to take care of them. Always had. Had some time alone with them prior to that. But it's hard to do it knowing that is my new reality and will be forever like this, while heartbroken. Keeping my exercise and healthy eating routine. I've lost 17 kilograms. Now I need to reinforce those butt cheeks because I have lost weight fast, listening to podcasts. I managed to watch Ted Lasso without her 2 days ago, and I spent 3 hours not thinking too much about all of this. But I'm struggling with the no contact. I know, it's poison. Why the F do I keep, sometimes, talking to her? I had to call my cousin one night after her sadness. I was quite back in the bargaining stage, and I knew it, and it didn't help. I asked him, dude, she's coming tonight. I need you to slap my face to bring me back to reality to keep me from talking to her. She's such a devil in disguise, quoting Elvis Presley. My mind cannot still process this. I just can't. I'm not there yet. Anyway, I'm moving. This will help. I'm overwhelmed by how much crap I have to do. Because I know she won't. Changing contracts for electricity, internet, I have to deal with my things with the new apartment and the old one while packing and taking care of the kids on the mornings and evenings next week. Let's take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of trying to maintain no contact while sharing an apartment. It's like trying to avoid stepping on Lego pieces in a room filled with nothing but Lego pieces. Talk about a Herculean task. And then there's tempting offers of physical reconciliation. Moving out of the lion's den and into your own den of solitude. Sounds like a recipe for adventure, doesn't it? Update. Hi everyone. Out of the blue, I just want to share my progress. I'm sorry I can't do short, as posting here is therapeutic. You can read my post history, but in the end, it's just a typical chump story. I'm not minimizing, it's just that I feel better about it. This sub has been such a great help. I'm very thankful to this community. I'm thankful for the people who take time to give advice. The people who reach out on here to tell their story, so we don't feel alone in this. For the first time I posted here, I deleted my post because I wasn't ready to hear the truth. After D-Day 2, that changed. I'm roughly 6 months post D-Day 1, 4 months past D-Day 2, and my morale has improved so much, day and night. I moved from the apartment we bought, she stayed. It was part of an agreement that suited me. I was very bitter about moving out, having been chumped and all. It was the best thing that could happen to me. After my second visit of apartments, I live near Paris, France. I'm freelance. I was desperate. Crappy places too small or so expensive. No room for my kids. And then I took a shot at another, not very convinced. I found exactly the right spot. It's a place to retreat, a place to heal. It's quiet, not so expensive. I have a decent room for my kids, and they are happy. I'm starting to enjoy being the captain of my own ship. I cook whatever I want. I take time to cook proper meals most of the time. Just cooked myself a nice green curry, chicken and vegetables. My relationship with my kids has improved. I get to be the good cop for once. When I'm working, I don't feel guilty for not being home, and I take time to grab a beer with my colleagues. I keep doing my exercising routine and feeling good about my body for the first time in 20 years. We co-parent okay. I impose and respect my boundaries with her now. She called last week at 10:30 p.m. to talk about the kids. I politely told her to never call me at this hour unless it's an emergency, as I'm home, not thinking about her. I've had ups and downs, but I feel that the downs are less frequent. I don't think too much about the affair itself anymore. It pops up sometimes, but it's very, very manageable. I've used every means of getting better. Took every advice. Therapy, friends, family, exercise, journaling, getting the feelings out, getting up in the mornings, going to work, focus, read the books, listen to the podcasts. I talk about it a lot, openly, to anyone in my first, second, and sometimes third circle who is interested in knowing the details of what happened. And they've all been very helpful. I'm still doing a lot of it, but now I can also spend time not talking about it. I'm starting to enjoy life again. Next step is getting back to playing music in a band. I'm off Xanax since 4 weeks, and I sleep very well. I'm not there yet, of course, but man, do I feel relieved. Relieved that this light at the end of the tunnel people talk about in this sub is getting brighter and brighter. Relieved that the pain has deflated. I cracked open my head last week and ended up in the hospital. Nothing really serious. I just walked into a tow truck parked. I wasn't looking up. The pain was brutal. It bled a lot, and the people took care of me. They stitched me. I got home. Cried a lot that day. Never felt so alone. The wound was fresh. Day after day, it got better, and today it just itches. I know there will be a day when what happened these last few months will be a scar. Today it does itch very much, but when that day comes, I will look at it and just be thankful to the people who got me through this. And proud of myself, stronger for it. I drove myself to the hospital, and the nurse took care of me. This is what people do here, and what friends and family are for. Reach out. Thanks for reading. Final update. Hi everyone. I haven't posted in a while, and I wanted to share an update on my situation and bring some positivity. In my last post, I was pointing how better I felt. Things improved more and more over time. Looking back at these dark times, it's crazy how well I feel now. I ran the half marathon of Paris and finished it 7 minutes earlier than expected. A lot of emotion that day. Thank you, cheater. Got my social life back. Thank you, cheater. Starting new music projects. Thank you, cheater. I don't have to deal with my in-laws and put on a happy face. Thank you, cheater. Met a cool woman, independent, sane, mature. Still in the early stages, but it feels great. Only green flags so far. No drama. Thank you, cheater. Therapy has been tremendously helpful. We don't really talk about the D-Day now. We're focusing on me. And it feels good to realize it didn't define me. I haven't developed trust issues, thanks to therapy and the people around me. Still no contact with the ex. Last time I saw her was at my kid's first therapy session. I can see she's putting on a "I'm okay" mask. She cries every time I bring an issue regarding the divorce, though. She can't manage money. She has to actually work at her new job, and the boss is not her father-in-law, so the work schedule is heavier. She doesn't get to see much of her children because of the hours at the office. I'm sure she still sees the affair partner or other people, but I know her. She rug sweeps a lot. I'm not really interested in karma anymore because I'm so happy with my life now that I don't give a crap. But I know it will backlash at some point. I just hope the kids won't be too affected when it happens. In 1 month, I'll be officially divorced, and looking forward to it. I finally feel I'm out of the tunnel. No more crying over my old life or her. I don't miss her. I just feel sorry for my kids because it's been hard on them. Anyway, thanks for reading, and for everyone in the early stages of grief, shock, and crapstorm. Put on the work. Take your time to grieve. Feel everything. It will be okay. From running marathons to dodging emotional landmines, you've truly mastered the art of turning tragedy into triumph. Who knew a cheating ex could be the catalyst for a whole new lease on life? Talk about silver linings in the cloud of marital betrayal. Here's to scars that itch and wounds that heal, both literal and metaphorical, because in the end, it's not about the pain we endure, but the strength we gain from overcoming it. Keep on running, keep on thriving, and remember, when life throws tow trucks your way, just duck and weave like a champ. Cheers to that, OP. What do you think? Have you ever been in the same boat? Share your experiences in the comments below. And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.